But let me ask you this. As I'm so intrigued about this conversation, and I've had my fair share of specialists, doctors, experts.
I don't claim to be any of that.
Yeah, but I think my question is, why should somebody listen to you?
Oh, because I have the data to support anything that I say.
Okay.
You know, I know some people just learned of me from my single show that I started 6 years ago. But like I said, I am a 25-year plus television and radio journalist. Before interviewing single people, I used to interview celebrities, you know, for a living. And there's things that I know now that I did not know 6 years ago. I wouldn't even spoke on it. You know, I always knew, kind of like you, kind of like most people,
right.
We know our reality, right? So I literally have done a case study. I have talked to more than 16,000 single people. I have 4 weddings this year, all because of my platform. 1 in Paris, 1 in Antigua, 1 in the Bahamas, and then there's 1 local in America. But overall, more than 20 people have gotten married from my platform. I haven't given birth to a baby, but there's children on this planet because of the platform. But I want to reset and give that to God, because I don't want to act like I'm the big person doing it. I really do feel as though God used me as a vessel for this mission. So anything I say, it's supported with data. It's supported with doing research. A lot of times when people read numbers, they read statistics. Well, I'm the one that collected the information so you can have the statistic.
So that's why somebody should listen to you?
Well, how about this? You don't have to listen. So I understand what you're saying. If you don't have to take what I say, because at the end of the day, it's your life, so you can do what you want with it. But if I'm gonna join the conversation, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we're in a space and content that everybody has something to say about something.
Okay. And
sometimes that conversation subject is relationships. I think the question or the head scratcher sometimes is, what gives you the right to bring people together? Are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged? Everyone builds a reputation. You can be the person that shows up or the person that talks big. What kind of reputation do you try to have? Your reputation is built off what you deliver. Rose Sparks is for men that need help getting hard, so they can show up strong when it matters, working fast and showing up when it matters in the bedroom. Guys, see if prescription Rose Sparks is right for you at ro.co/funky. Sparks is a compounded drug product. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and does not go under FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. So, choose Ro today so you can show up strong.
I have been engaged. But before you go any further, what's the name of my show? It's called Kendra G Singles.
Yeah.
It's not called Kendra G Married. It's not called Kendra G Relationship. How I even got birth is because I'm single.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship during COVID. We broke up during COVID. The world is shut down. Because single life outside is popping, right? But single life during COVID, when you break up, you had nothing. I felt like I was Will Smith and I Am Legend. If we go back to that time, D Nice was connecting us all via Instagram Live with music. So literally, I'm like, if I feel this way single, I know other people around the world probably feel this way single. So then I went on IG Live and I said, listen, I'm hooking up single people tonight. And that one night, I knew I changed my life forever. Because I came from media. For one, it was regular people. You know, we see people in the comment sections, I seen their houses. They call in, right? And I'm media trained, so it doesn't seem like there's an art to it, but there's an art to it. So if everybody could do it, they would. So the purpose of the show, it's a live dating show. So how it works is, let's just say Cam Newton was single. You call in, I'll ask you the questions, the world watching, then they reach out to you. As they reach out to you, you have several. Well, now we have the Kendra G Singles dating app. We grew from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, and now we have a bona fide dating app. So you call into the dating app, they see you live, and then they reach out to you. So instead of you just going off of a picture, now you actually go off of a video.
So dating is to stay single or to get
No,
in a relationship?
I think dating, I think life is a journey, right? So you're not married. You've been very vocal about not wanting to get married, but you're in a relationship, right? There's some people, there's different dynamics, right? So you can be single, but single is becoming a lifestyle choice for some. We are in a new phase where people are saying, you know what, I'm happy single, and that's what it is. And dating works better for them. So when you date, that's the whole purpose of dating. You find someone that you might match with and you might stay long with, or you grow from and you go. The problem right now is we are not acknowledging how much our world has changed. See, we used to go by these old dating rules where there was a time when women couldn't even get jobs, couldn't get bank accounts. You know, all men could get a woman because it was survival. We didn't have a choice. So it's not like Rufus wasn't down the street with Bernadine. It's just Bernadine didn't have a Facebook page to post the dinner that she made for Rufus. So you know your man might have been somewhere, but it wasn't in your face. It was a different time. That time has changed because women now, we're able to have voices, we're able to have jobs, we're able to support ourselves. So dating has changed. Women are doing well in the financial category. So when you have all those things in a mix, also with social media, that's really the game changer because you could be in Atlanta and like your wife could be in Texas. That's literally what happened. For my show, the first year, and literally like the first week, I had a guy that came on, he was living in Charlotte. Again, it's international, worldwide. There was a girl living in Miami that saw him on the show. He came on my show May 2nd. They got married the following year, May 2nd. They now have 2 kids together. And everyone that's met from my show, they would tell you, if it wasn't for this platform, we would have never met because it launches you out to the world. It's one thing for you to see people in your face, but now you have a show to see people from anywhere around the world.
So what qualifies you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right? But at the same time, you said, that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles, but I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them, which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to,
Yes.
Over a
6 years since COVID. It's 2026.
over a 6-year span.
Yes.
When I have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field, that's my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple, from this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married, I may not have been divorced, I may not have had a fiance, but Let's
say, okay, can I jump in, not to cut
Please.
you off? What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
In a relationship.
So I've been in relationships, I'm single right now, but what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
The conversation
Yes.
question was asked, why should people listen to you?
Well, I will say this, you have the free will. You don't have to listen to me, right? I'm not the kind of person that says you have to live by what I say, but I can back up anything I say. So you could not tune into the show and you know what I'm saying? I don't have people should listen, they have to listen. What I'm saying is I can give you information that I know is vitable and could change your life if you want to hear it, if you want to receive it.
So when I hear certain people in these type of dynamics, I've talked to Dr. Bryant, I've talked to...
Shout out to Dr. Bryant.
my man from tonight's conversation, I've talked
Shouts
to Ace Metaphor,
Yes.
correct? I've talked to Dimitri Wiley, a guy who's an influencer who speaks.
I know all those three people.
Yes, and it's so many different doctors.
Right.
And when I have these conversations, it's almost a head scratcher because what I speak about personally is through my experiences. No, I have not been married.
Okay.
No, I've never been engaged or engaged to a person, but I've dated a lot of women. I'm not proud to say that, but that's just my experiences.
Right.
So giving a viral clip, giving something that you may have heard from me, this is not what I've observed other people to do. This is my life.
Right.
I've been exposed to so many different types and different women that I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to get a different kind of dynamic or understanding that this is what women are expecting from me. Sometimes I'm able to give that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I can be emotionally available, sometimes I'm in my hustlers phase and I can't. So when I talk about relationships, it's not to say that I'm a guru, I'm just giving you my expertise of what I've been through.
Right.
So now flipping it back to, how we get to this particular part, it's like, there's a lot of questions that come from a conversation in this type of magnitude. It's like, well, she talks to singles and it is her show. It has an amazing platform and it is entertaining. Above all, it's entertaining.
Yes.
Just to, step into people's lives and worlds and to realize what the expectation is. But at the same time, when you do that, you now become susceptible to questions from people who have experienced certain things, whether married or in a relationship or not, given the fact that you're not married or you're not in a relationship. And
well, I'm not in a relationship right now. I have been in relationships, okay? A couple things. I hear what you're saying. I don't walk away from it. I stand on a married person could not be successful with hosting my show. The show is called Kendra G Singles. It's on brand. And third, of course, I have life experiences that help me. I have a life experience that really helps me understand a man in your position. My show has allowed me to hear other people's point of views. And what I've learned from my show is you can't really, dating advice is not one size fit all. It's different dynamics for different people for 1,000 different reasons. So before my show of talking to 16,000 people, I was like you. I could only speak from my point of view. Now what my show has allowed me to do is talk to people who have a different lifestyle, have different desires, different wants, different circumstances, come from different areas, and it gives me a better assessment.
I think let's speak on what we know to be true. That's what you've heard personally.
But how do you think, okay, let me ask you this. When you read a statistic, how do you think they collect the information?
Yeah, but if I'm only giving you things that I've experienced, if that's what you heard, let me rephrase that and say,
that's what you said.
I can give you my experiences and experiences of others.
And that's the same thing well, then we're doing the same thing. Because I can give my experience and I have 16,000 other experiences I can share.
Yeah.
So who do you think is capable of having this conversation?
If I'm taking relationship advice, I want it, me personally, I prefer it to come from somebody who's been in a relationship or
I've been in a relationship. I'm not in one right now. So you have to be current in a relationship. I would
want somebody, if I have expectations to be, let's say, married. If somebody if somebody hasn't been married, it would be hard for me to receive what they're telling me.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. If I was married and my husband was in jail, but I'm married, would you value that advice?
You're married, so yes.
Okay, well, that's where we differ. So what I've learned is just because you're married doesn't mean you are capable of giving me advice, because people get married for the wrong reasons every day.
Well, you just gave one example. It's many
No,
other
but I'm giving
examples.
one example because we're talking about the disclaimer of marriage.